Your car registration is due in 3 months. Your vacation is in 6 months. Christmas is in 8 months. Your water heater is 9 years old. None of these are surprises. So why do most people treat them like emergencies every single time? Today I am showing you the sinking fund system that turns every irregular expense into something you have already paid for before it arrives. Let's get into it. Hey everyone, welcome to Daily Money Mindset. Real money strategies 3 times a week. Hit subscribe if you are new here. Let's go. A sinking fund is money you set aside in advance for a specific expense you know is coming. The concept is simple. You sink money into a dedicated bucket every month, so when the bill arrives, the money is already waiting there for it. Here is the problem most people have. They budget for the predictable monthly stuff: rent, groceries, utilities, subscriptions. But they completely ignore the irregular expenses that happen every few months or once a year. Car registration, insurance premiums, home repairs, medical deductibles, holiday gifts, back-to-school costs, annual subscriptions. These are not surprises. They happen every single year. But most people have no money set aside for them and end up putting them on a credit card at 22% interest or raiding their emergency fund, which then leaves them exposed to actual emergencies. The fix requires a shift in how you think about budgeting. Most people budget monthly. Sinking funds require you to budget annually. You zoom out, list every irregular expense you will face in the next 12 months, add them all up, divide by 12, and that number becomes a line item in your monthly budget. Here is how this works in practice. Say you have these irregular expenses over the next year. Car registration, $200. Annual insurance premium, $1,200. Holiday gifts, $800. Vacation, $1,500. Home maintenance fund, $1,200. Medical deductible estimate, $500. Total, $6,400. Divide by 12, $533 per month. Transfer that amount every month into your sinking fund. When each expense hits, the money is already sitting there. No credit card, no stress, no emergency. Step 1. Do your irregular expense audit. Grab your last 12 months of bank and credit card statements. Highlight every charge that was not a regular monthly bill. Write down every single one with the amount and the month it typically hits. Most people doing this for the first time find between $4,000 and $8,000 in annual irregular expenses they had never accounted for. That gap is exactly why people feel broke even when they earn decent money. Step 2. Categorize your sinking funds. Common categories: car expenses including registration, maintenance, and repairs. Home including maintenance and appliances. Medical including deductibles and out-of-pocket costs. Travel and vacation. Holidays and gifts. Annual subscriptions. Pet expenses. Personal care and clothing. Pick the ones that apply to your life. You do not need every category, just the ones relevant to your actual spending patterns. Step 3. Choose where to keep the money. Option 1. A single high-yield savings account you mentally divide using a spreadsheet. Option 2. Multiple named savings buckets inside one account. Ally and SoFi both let you create and name multiple buckets inside a single account with no extra fees. Option 3. A budgeting app like YNAB with virtual envelopes. The right choice is whichever one makes the separation feel real to you. Money that feels earmarked for something specific is money you will not spend on impulse when you see it sitting in your account. Step 4. Automate the monthly transfers. On payday, your sinking fund contributions move automatically the same way rent does. Set up recurring transfers for your calculated amounts. It happens before you touch the rest of your paycheck. You never make a decision about whether to fund it because the decision is already made. This is what removes the friction and the temptation entirely. Step 5. Build a 12-month sinking fund calendar. Open a Notes app or a simple spreadsheet and map out every month of the year. Write down which sinking fund expenses land in which months. January might have nothing. March has car registration. June has insurance renewal. November and December have gifts and travel. Looking at the full year at once lets you confirm your monthly contributions are enough to cover each expense when it actually arrives. If December looks heavy, you may need to increase contributions in the summer months to build up the balance in time. Here is a real comparison that shows exactly why this matters. Two people both earn $50,000 per year. Same income, same fixed monthly expenses. Person A budgets month to month with no sinking funds. In October, they get hit with a $1,200 insurance renewal, a $400 car repair, and the beginning of holiday shopping. They put it all on credit cards and spend the next 3 months paying it down with interest. Person B has been contributing $150 a month to a car fund and $100 to an insurance fund and $80 to a gifts fund since January. In October, every single expense is completely covered. Same income, completely different financial outcome. The most common mistake people make with sinking funds is underfunding them in the first year. Most people underestimate their irregular expenses by 30 to 40% because they forget expenses that only come up every 2 or 3 years. Major car repairs, unexpected dental work, home appliance replacements. In your first year, track every actual irregular expense as it happens and adjust your monthly contributions at the start of year 2. The system becomes more accurate over time. What to do if you are starting from zero right now? Do not panic. Start contributing the monthly amount going forward and accept that for the first few months, you may still get caught off guard before the fund is fully built. The goal for year 1 is to build the habit and the account balance simultaneously. By month 6, you will have meaningful cushions in each category. By month 12, your first full year of contributions will be sitting there, ready for everything on your calendar. One more addition once your sinking funds are running smoothly: a buffer fund. Separate from your emergency fund and separate from your sinking funds. A small pool of $500 to $1,000 in your checking account that handles genuinely unpredictable stuff. The expense that fits no category. With an emergency fund, sinking funds, and a buffer all working together, you have essentially eliminated financial surprises from your life. Your action plan this week. Pull your last 12 months of statements and identify every irregular expense. Add them up and divide by 12. Open a savings account at Ally or SoFi and name it Sinking Funds. Set up an automatic monthly transfer for your calculated total. Then build your 12-month calendar so you can see exactly when each expense lands. After a full year of never being blindsided by a bill you knew was coming, you will wonder how you ever managed without it. Subscribe for more strategies like this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday.